Carolina, new polling. Go.
Well, as you pointed out to me, the most interesting thing in the poll is the way in which from mid-August, or late August really, from the 24th to 30th of August, Governor McCrory has moved from 9, 8, 7 points down to in the latest two polls being up 2 and 3%. And it's interesting that Trump in that same time has moved from being 3 or 4 points down to being near even, and that Burr has actually slid a point from being up 3 to being up about 2 now. So there's been a real out of sync move forward by McCrory, and the biggest thing that's happened since then is the continued assault on the state by the NCAA moving its games out of the state, and at the same time a move from independents to McCrory. It seems like the magic bullet of the transgender issue is actually operating in reverse from the way that people expected it to operate.
So the latest Elon poll, the 12th to the 16th, so after the NCAA moved the March Madness games out of Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
How important should we view that poll?
Well, you would assume that if there was a reaction in the other direction, it would have not shown McCrory to reach his highest point in basically over a month and a half in that poll. So
how much is he up in that poll?
he's up 3 points, which is within the margin of error of the poll, but it is as opposed to being down a significant percentage through most of August, peaking at about 8% at the end of August. So it's a significant change well beyond the margin of error.
Why does North Carolina matter?
Well, as we've made the case repeatedly at the Pulse and here on Cigars with Frank, that the idea that this issue can be used to destroy Republican candidates by simply calling them bigots whenever they do anything that's out of sync with the gay rights majority is a given for all of the elite media and the elite consultants. Only by having this move in the other direction is there the continued possibility of Republicans and Democrats being on different sides of this fight. The danger is Republicans shutting down this issue in fear that they be called bigots.
Do you think there are some, excuse me, soft Dems and independents in North Carolina who could be flipped in this issue?
Well, there's absolutely soft Dems and independents. There's no way in a state that has such a large Democratic and independent registration for McCrory to be leading without the support of soft Dems and independents. But furthermore, we've done some work in the state at the American Principles Super PAC, and it shows that there is a significant ability to shift Democrats and independents who don't have an absolute allegiance to the Democratic Party on this issue alone, particularly if you attach it to the thing people are most concerned about, which is how their children will be exposed in their schools to people of the opposite sex who have a sense that they're transgendered.
The Charlotte schools issued a directive or an instruction to teachers suggesting that if children in schools want to switch their genders, that the school should cooperate in hiding this from parents. How powerful do you think that could be? It was only in Charlotte. I don't know if it's in the rest of the state, but how powerful could that be?
Well, I think it's absolutely powerful. I mean, parents in general want to direct the upbringing and education of their children. but their exposure to things that the parents see as dangerous is really the kind of thing that can flip voters who are not essentially ideological or political to simply defending the interests of their kids. And this was part of the message that we tested. And it's impossible to know exactly which piece of the message was the most decisive, but I think it's generally the point that children are being exposed to this without protection, and without consent of the parents, and without even the acknowledgement of the parents is something that voters absolutely dislike.